Today, we're diving fork first into the world's weirdest delicacies, and I'm offering you $1,000 to take one bite on any dish or $10,000 to take one bite on all. This is not just food, this is culture, courage, and sometimes chaos. We're diving into 8 of the most mind bending, jaw dropping, did they really just eat that? Delicacies from around the globe. Buckle up, food adventurers, because your taste buds are about to take a trip to the Twilight Zone. Our first stop, the stunning Greek island of Kalymnos, where brave sponge divers have been eating what looks like, well, rocks from the ocean floor. Picture this. You're chilling by the Aegean Sea, and someone hands you a beer bottle filled with spiny sea creatures. Spinialo is sea urchins, salted and left to ferment in seawater, often served straight from the bottle. A sailor's tradition from Kalymnos Island, this is Poseidon's cocktail with a punch. Greek divers believed it boosted strength and libido. Some fishermen even drink the urchin brine like a shot. Celebrity chef Andrew Zimmern once called Spinialo the most alien thing I've ever put in my mouth on bizarre foods. You think ants in your kitchen are bad? In Uganda, they're the snack. Amer are winged termites, fried until crispy and golden. They're nutty, buttery, and packed with protein. Harvested during the rainy season, these bugs are served in everything from stews to pastries. They're high protein, low cost, and yes, totally eco-friendly. It's a first food for toddlers in some Ugandan villages. Believe it or not, Lupita Nyong'o tried them and loved the crunch. From the vibrant streets of Salvador, Bahia comes acarajé, a dish so sacred, it's protected by UNESCO. These deep-fried black-eyed pea balls are split open and stuffed with vatapá, a paste made with shrimp, peanuts, coconut milk, and enough palm oil to power a small car. But here's where it gets wild. Traditional acarajé can be filled with everything from dried shrimp and hot peppers to more exotic ingredients like karuru, okra, with ground shrimp, dried crayfish, and occasionally cow eyeballs. That creates a texture so unique, first-timers often don't know whether to chew or drink it. This dish is literally religious. It's an offering to Iansa, the Yoruba goddess of wind and fire, brought to Brazil by enslaved Africans. The women who sell acarajé, called baianas, are considered semi-sacred figures, and their white traditional dress is iconic throughout Brazil. The largest acarajé ever made weighed over 50 pounds and required a team of 20 baianas to prepare. Supermodel Giselle Bündchen swears by them, minus the eyeballs, we think. There's dragon meat in heaven, donkey meat on earth. That's what they say in northern China about luo huo shao, donkey meat sandwich. But don't let the poetic description fool you. This is cold roast donkey meat served at room temperature. The meat is slow braised for hours until it's tender enough to shred, then served cold in a crispy flatbread with green peppers. The texture? Imagine the chewiest beef jerky you've ever had, but wetter. The flavor is supposedly more fragrant than beef, but stronger than lamb. The strangest part? Donkey gelatin from the hooves is considered such a delicacy that it's added to the sandwich for extra bounce. China's appetite for donkey meat has become so intense that they're importing donkeys from Africa, creating an international donkey crisis. Some African countries have actually banned donkey exports to protect their populations. Donkey burgers even outsell beef burgers in some towns. Actor Jet Li was caught chowing down on one mid-set. Imagine paying $100 per pound for fish that are literally the size of matchsticks. New Zealand's whitebait are tiny juvenile fish, mainly galaxiids, that are so small you eat them whole. Eyes, bones, internal organs, everything. These translucent little fish are caught during a very specific season, September to November, using specialized nets, and they're turned into fritters that look like pancakes filled with tiny, crunchy, well, baby fish. Each fritter can contain hundreds of individual fish. The wildest part? Whitebait fishing is so regulated and competitive that fishing spots are passed down through families like precious heirlooms. Some whitebait fishing areas have waiting lists that are decades long. The most expensive whitebait ever sold went for 65 New Zealand dollars per kilogram, or $30 per pound, making it more expensive than premium sushi-grade tuna. Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson says they're as essential as hobbit feet. Next stop, Poland's Tłuszcz, the fat that ate Poland. Wait, I need to clarify something here. Tłuszcz is actually a town in Poland, not a dish. But let me tell you about Poland's actual weird delicacy, smalec, pure rendered pork fat, spread mixed with onions, apples, herbs, and sometimes pickles. Spread on crusty rye bread. It's like bacon butter, if that were a thing. This isn't just fat, this is artisanal fat. It's eaten as a hearty breakfast, and it's considered so essential to Polish culture that immigrants often smuggle it across borders. The texture is exactly what you'd expect from eating pure animal fat. Greasy, rich, and surprisingly addictive. It's like if butter decided to become bacon's evil twin. Famous composer Frédéric Chopin reportedly loved it with vodka. Classy. Up next, welcome to a sopa de garrobo, iguana soup that looks like it crawled straight out of the Mesozoic era. These spiny-tailed iguanas are considered such a delicacy in El Salvador that they're becoming endangered from over-harvesting. The meat is white, flaky, and tastes surprisingly like chicken. Of course it does. But the experience of eating it is pure prehistoric. The soup, made especially during Holy Week, often includes the entire iguana, head, tail, claws, floating in a tomato-based broth that makes it look like a reptilian horror movie. Eating it is seen as sacred, cleansing, and healing. The iguanas are caught with slingshots and machetes. Catching garrobo is incredibly dangerous because these iguanas can bite hard enough to break bones, and they're surprisingly fast runners. Salvadoran rapper Pescozada references it in his lyrics. Our final stop is Libya's Laban Mukalal, fermented milk that's been aged until it reaches a consistency somewhere between yogurt and cheese, with a tang that could wake the dead. This isn't your typical fermented dairy. Laban Mukalal is goat milk fermented with garlic and salt, stored underground in clay pots for weeks, developing a sharp, almost alcoholic flavor and a texture that's, let's call it, challenging. It's pungent, funky, and served cold as a refreshing drink. Yes, drink in the desert heat. The fermentation process creates beneficial bacteria that can survive in extreme heat, making it perfect for desert life. It's a hydrating probiotic bomb. But the taste? Imagine the sourest yogurt you've ever had, multiplied by 10, with a slightly fuzzy texture that coats your mouth. This fermentation technique is so ancient that similar methods were described in texts from the Ottoman Empire. Libyan singer Ahmed Fakroun called it music in a bowl. So, would you eat a bug, a lizard, or a donkey sandwich for $1,000 a bite? You know what? Here's the beautiful truth about food. Somewhere in the world, every single one of these dishes represents home, tradition, family, and celebration. What seems bizarre to us is a comfort food to someone else. What makes us cringe makes others smile with nostalgic memories of childhood. Before you go, Smash that like button if you'd actually take the $1,000 challenge for any of these dishes. And subscribe for more food adventures that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about eating. And remember, as Mr. Ambot would say, no matter what you are going through, you still deserve to eat whatever you want. Because at the end of the day, weird is just another word for wonderful. You just have to be brave enough to take that first bite.